Welcome everyone to another episode of the IAMKAYPEE podcast, and I have the amazing Dean Wallace on the show.
How you doing, my man? How you doing?
The power of social media, you know. People were asking for you to be on, and you're here.
Brilliant, brilliant. I'm buzzing for it, mate. Totally.
And obviously, there's the football on today in the UK, well, in Scotland, and you had a tough time finding a parking space.
So we're meant to start here. What was it? 2 o'clock?
Yeah.
It's now about 2:30. It's not like this, by the way, mate. To be honest, but probably was parked about 3.5 miles away, I think.
Yeah. I take it you probably be like the same as me. You just hate being late for things.
Oh, what, mate?
I'm always at like a half hour early for everything that I do, which is, I mean, it's kind of stressful, I guess, but I hate being late. It's the worst thing.
Tells a bit, but when your wife puts like pressures on you, pressures on you. Could you go here for this? Could you go here for that?
And you have kids as well, so you kind of have to be on time as well.
Oh, I love to be on time, like that.
Yeah.
But it's testing.
And it kind of shows a slight bit of professionalism as well. If it's a job or anything like that, just to be there on time is the least you could probably do as well.
Oh, definitely, mate.
And it's something you have to do. Like I remember working on jobs where people are constantly rocking up late, and it's like I couldn't do it. It would just make me feel so awkward trying to like be pally with the boss, and I've walked in late. You know.
Definitely, man. Well, you've got to think if you're a business owner as well. You know what I mean? You've got staff and things like that. If you're rocking up late yourself, and then you're basically setting a standard there.
Yeah.
Setting a standard.
So you're pretty like. You'd probably agree with what I'm going to say, but you're sort of a very inspirational and motivational character on to a lot of people on your Facebook as well, and social media, and we'll get into that. But what kind of led you to where you are just now? I mean, you started off playing football, is that correct?
Yeah.
And just to preface, me and Dean know each other. Like, this isn't the first time we've met each other.
Yeah. How far do you want us to go back? Yeah.
Well, if it has an effect on where you are now, then I guess.
Yeah, I think like growing up.
Sorry, I'll just move this.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
That's fine.
Growing up, I went to 6 schools.
Wow.
6 schools, 4 primary schools, 2 high schools, and.
Did you just love school that much? Or?
What's this next thing got? No, but we moved around a bit, you know. And so 6 schools, and jumped about a bit with my football team and that as well, and things were a bit crazy growing up, but I think when you look back now, it's well, it was my life, you know what I mean, so it's just what happened with me, but which is exciting. But I think football, going back to what you said there, football was the one thing that it held me together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I was good at it, that's where I drew confidence from. Whereas like other areas of my life could have been going off like a train wreck.
Yeah.
And you know, that was my go-to. That was my safe haven. And because I was good at it, it sort of it helped me develop. You know what I mean? It helped me in so many other areas of my life.
And as a young kid from any part of Scotland, it is a way out for a lot of kids as well. I mean, obviously, from their own life, and to eventually go on to something, they invest a lot of hope and time into making it. And would you say that's how you felt as well? Definitely.
I mean, my only dream ever, like growing up, was to be a footballer. Like footballer, boom, boom, boom. That was it. And I was lucky enough that I got the opportunity to go to London and sign for Wimbledon. When I signed, they were 10th in the Premiership.
I thought you said sing for Wimbledon.
Most people are like, oh, playing tennis. That's the
Wimbledon.
Yeah.
But is that not where Vinnie Jones started off?
Vinnie Jones was Wimbledon, Yeah. The crazy gang. The crazy gang.
Were you just like arrived later on?
We were. I signed in the. When did I sign? I went down on trial in the January of 2000.
Right, okay.
January 2000, went down on trial, spent a week down there, and you leave school slightly different in Scotland, age times as you do in England. So I just finished 4th year, halfway through 5th year,
right,
and got myself a job in a baker's.
Wow.
bakery. Like, for number one rule, like, well, if you want to ken exactly what no to do with your life. I was scraping tins, scraping the, like, where the rolls got stuck to the tins.
And how was your nutrition at that point?
Oh, mate. Pez, sausage rolls, a lot. But so I got the opportunity. You know, I was like, there was actually how many yards away from Easter Road?
Yeah, like
Stones Throw.
A couple of streets
Yeah,
away.
so that was the first team I ever signed for.
Really?
Yeah, so I signed for Hibs.
Wow.
That was my first team. Used to travel through here.
So you played down here?
Yeah.
Like literally
Played
came
on a
down
Sunday
here?
at the Easter holidays and the holiday time. We used to get put up with guys who were full time. They stayed in like a little B&B hotel type place. So we used to come through for 4 or 5 days at a time and that. So that was cool.
Yeah.
But 2000 I went down to London.
And how old were you when you started playing for Easter Road for Hibs?
For Hibs, 14.
Wow.
I think it was before I was. I think it actually back then you had to be 14 to sign like a schoolboy's form.
Right.
So I was training with them,
Okay.
and then when we hit 14, that's when I signed. So I signed for Hibs, and what actually was Jim Duffy was the manager.
Okay.
And he actually lived in Dundee, so sometimes he would give me a lift through.
That's great.
And it was just holidays, and I was getting on the train and stuff at that age on my own.
That's crazy.
Just battering through, maybe 13 up until the point of when I signed. So it was good.
The prices must have been different at that point as well for a train.
They paid for everything.
That's brilliant.
They paid for everything.
So were you training with the adults?
No, we trained with the, like it used to be, like your own age group, or maybe a year above or whatever. And like so on holidays at Easter and stuff like that, when you used to go through. Some people used to get picked to go with the ground staff. Kind of like the ground staff, that's like the full time players. So they would be in there for like age 16.
And is it like a youth development team that sort of?
So different now. Yeah, it's so different now. Like, you know what I mean? Football's came on loads since then, but
at 14 to be signed to a team as well, like, and training with the hope that you're going to eventually play for them it must have been a huge thing for you.
It was brilliant, mate. You know, it was brilliant. It was again going back. I just thought that was my life. That was going to be my life. And when I did go to London on trial in the January of 2000, and then I eventually got a contract, 3-year deal with Wimbledon. There was other offers. Do you know what I mean? There was other offers to go different places, but for me, because of other things that were going on in my life at that age, I thought, you know what, seeing the lifestyle that I was involved in, and the people and everything like that, most of that period of time I was on the Hilltown in Dundee, which is
a notorious place in Dundee. Putting it nicely.
So, and you know, London just became the best option for us. Yeah. And the journey began. And
how did it work? Did you go down there and try out for them, or had they come up and sort of scouted you out and were looking to?
Yeah, so a scout from up here took us down there. I got a week's trial, and then what they actually said was, come down and play the rest of the season. Right. Play the rest of the season, and we'll see what the story is. And then after, so I must have went down and. So the trial was 2 weeks before my 16th birthday, and then when I was 16, that's when I went down, got put in digs for a week, and then I got transferred to other digs, where the family were amazing. They actually came up for my wedding and that.
Wow! So you still keeping contact?
Still keeping great touch with them. They were brilliant. It was actually one of the physios, mum and dad. Wow! So that was
obviously had an effect on you, I guess, or. Because they must have helped you when you were younger as well, I guess.
Without a doubt, mate. You know, like going down there at 16 to London. Sutton, but you're
basically there.
We travel like five minutes. You're over the county, whatever. Yeah. You know, we had to travel like an hour and a half every day to training. But Bob, who was the guy who I lived with, like he had a massive effect on my life around about that period of time. You know, he's 16 to 18. You're just starting to.
Yeah, I know. See what's what, especially if you're in London at that sort of age as well, and you're gonna start to see what's going on.
That's it.
And had he done this before? Like put up the
I think no, I was the first one.
Okay.
They had like more kids since. I think I was the very first one.
You must have like made such an impression on them that they wanted to do
I
it
pushed
again.
the boundaries. Well, what actually happened to me is like Janine, my wife.
Yeah.
So we got together when we were 16.
Right.
And I was in London, and she was in Dundee. We were at school together, but she was still in Dundee. And what happened was, she worked in Tesco's in Lochee in Dundee.
Right.
And she actually got a transfer from Tesco's down to the Tesco's beside me in London. Yeah. So
That's love, you know.
16. We were 16. So she moved in, and it was crazy.
Must have been a sort of a crazy time as well to be, you know, have your girlfriend down with you from Scotland and be in London, and obviously on the cusp of signing with a big team, I guess.
Yep.
So you must have just been having a right old laugh.
Mate, if I'm honest, right, like living away from home was proper tough. That's the toughest thing that I've ever done.
Really?
Without a doubt, especially at such a young age, 16. And I take my hat off to anybody that goes away and makes that permanent commitment, you know, at any great distance. You know, down the road and stuff like that's different. Maybe coming Glasgow, Edinburgh or something. But to make that substantial jump away from your family, and because it was tough, and for months, like I'd get my eyes out. I used to, like, phone bills were, mobiles were just coming in proper, you know what I mean? Yeah, mobiles were just coming in. It was 2,000, like, pay as you go, and I was like blasting through phone bills. My wages were phone bills. That was it, I'm telling you.
Dean, we've got a list of just one number here. Your girlfriend's with you, so we know it's not her.
that was it. I just kind of grabbed myself to sleep, missed not missed nights, but a lot of the time, just like,
and it is a drastic change. I mean, even though Scotland and England are pretty much the same country, you were part of the UK. As a young guy, I guess it still feels like a different country, and certain you feel like an alien, I guess, down there.
Definitely, mate. I mean, like the furthest if you think about travel. I mean, you could travel Dundee to Glasgow in an hour and a half, or Dundee, like, destination to destination easily in Scotland. You know, we were travelling that in the morning and in the afternoon coming home. You know, stuck in traffic, and it was just a total different experience. You know what I mean? If you want to get in the train, if you want to get in a lift or anything like that, you were getting on trains like all over the joint. It was.
Did you ever encounter anything sort of dodgy or scary, or?
Let me think.
I mean, did you feel like your life was at threat at any point?
Well, I tell you what used to happen, right?
Or did you threaten anyone?
Well, when I was in London, my uncle, he lived in, he was there as well.
Right.
He lived in New Zealand, Australia, travelled around a bit, and ended up living in London. So he was like, I say he was because he passed just before my daughter was born.
Right, okay.
Amber. But he was like my mucker. Do you know what I mean? I looked up to him when I was young. He was my uncle. Then he became a mate. Then he got ill and stuff. And then I never physically looked after him, but it was like I was then became looking after him. Do you know what I mean? So it was like that full cycle. Yeah. But so he lived in Clapham Junction, and he actually lived in a hostel. And this place was rough, mate.
I've been to Clapham Junction.
Oh yeah.
As well.
Well, he lived in Clapham Junction, so I used to get the train over there at the weekend sometime. That's in between whether Janine was there or not. I think Janine was there as well, mate.
Okay.
But this place was rough.
Yeah.
I'm talking like proper. And
coming from someone from Dundee as well, that's
coming for the top of the whole tune, mate. I'm telling you,
it must have been terrible.
It was mental. So he was he lived in a hostel. He had one wee room in there, and like you weren't like visitors in or anything.
Right, okay.
Obviously, I'm like aspiring professional footballer, Premier League club and stuff like that. And at the weekends, I used to, after my games, used to go over there to his wee room. It was like a fence.
Right.
All right. And then it was like over a fence. It went like right down.
Okay, like a sheer drop.
Sheer drop. But his window was like in between the fence and the drop.
Right. Okay.
So he used to go in. He used to come and meet us, at the train station. We used to walk up to his hostel. He used to go in and then come into his room, pull up the window, and then I used to climb the fence, jump for the fence, grab the, and then we used to spend the weekend together. Yeah, there was nights when I was in like it was like derelict, you know, like some of the boozers down there, like massive houses,
like so tenements sort of
like
stuff.
Like an old style English pub.
Okay, yeah.
So we were out in Brixton one night, and I remember there was like this old pub. I had my Wimbledon trackie on, and we were out partying. We were out partying together. So I must have been like 17, 18 years old, and we were in this big derelict place, and the tunes were just going bum 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 bum, and everybody just started looking at us like that. So I've got my tracksuit on.
That must have been some sight, like some ginger Scottish guy with a Wimbledon tracksuit on, partying.
That's it. I think I had my specs on it as well. But it was fun. It was fun. It was good. Do you know what? It was all. You didn't really appreciate the experience you were going through at the time.
Totally. It all adds up to what's going on. You know, in your personality now. Anybody, you know, your background can only have an effect on you, and that's you can't help it. You know,
no, definitely.
So you did you get, obviously you got signed with Wimbledon. What happened after that?
So what happened was, well, Janine lived in there was, and she eventually things weren't great. Do you know what I mean? Between us, we were only young. I mean, this was still like age 18, and she came back home, and I came home for the summer. I remember it, 2002. It was May, so it must have been close to now. 2002, and I never went back.
Right.
So I had a year left on my contract, and I just never went back, mate.
Is it just because you were unhappy?
Just the thought of it. There was so much going on in my personal life and stuff, and I couldn't really make the jump to get back on the plane. And it was just.
Must have been a tough decision to make, though.
Massive.
Because obviously you loved football, and it was everything that was your life at that point.
I think I convinced myself, I'll just stay home. I'll go and play for this club. I'll go and play for that club. It'll be all right.
So you'd have your choice of where you wanted to play if you were up in Scotland. Is that your thought process at that time?
That was it. But other things started to creep in. Do you know what I mean? I know I was depressed. You know, I got to the point I was sort of like homesick, became depressed. Even being so young, me and Janine ended up splitting up.
Yeah.
And it was like, I've lost my career. I've lost my missus. I've lost, do you know what I mean? So everyone thought, oh no, my whole life's like, and I just started partying big style.
Is it a strange one when you're, how old were you at that time?
18, 19, yeah.
It's a weird one when you're that age, and if you don't have like sort of clinical depression, and you do go through like a depressive state, it doesn't compare to like now. I guess there's more on your mind, but back then when you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, I probably was depressed, but it doesn't feel like it at the time because there's not all the things that are on your mind probably as a person now that are compressing that down, but it still means a lot to you at that point. And
without a doubt. I mean, that was my whole life. You know, that was my whole life, and for a period of time, it was. I think that's why I started to party so hard, and because it was the easy road to just say, you know, patch, and through a good few year period, I was like, I'll always go back. Oh, I've plenty of time to go back. And one day you just boom.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that. Well, I'm not so happy that I didn't become a footballer, but I'm so happy with the events that happened in my life. Do you know what I mean? What I learned from that and how it drives me now, like on a crazy level, is just like.
I mean, everyone's going to have regrets in their life, but you can minimise them as much by taking lessons from them as well and applying them to your life now. But where do you think you would be if you had went back and played the rest of your contract out? Is it something you've thought about?
Do you know what, mate? It's just because like you know, airy-fairy like thoughts obviously over the years and things like that. And I look at players now with like who I know personally, I've grew up and stuff like that, and ability is not enough. You know, I wasn't the greatest like natural ability. I was a centre half. Do you know what I mean? But like I was everything. You know what I mean? Gave everything, like put my head in where people put their feet. Yeah. And you know, it's like
you worked hard.
Yeah, I had ability, But somewhere along the line, at that young age, taking 100% responsibility, no fear, no thinking like, oh, I didn't hear the guidance and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But at that young age, it was like the basically attitude, mate.
Yeah.
Your attitude determines your altitude. It's as simple as that. And when the partying started to creep in, and the bottles of beer and other stuff started to creep in at the weekends, mate, it's a one-way ticket. It's a recipe for disaster.
And you're basically saying that you worked harder, coupled with being, you had ability as well, but you worked hard when you were younger. And where do you think you got that from? Is it something that you've always had, or is it through playing football that you developed?
Yeah,
sort of a hard-working mentality.
So, like growing up, like we never had much, mate. I never had much. You know what I mean? So it was like I had to graft in every area. It wasn't just football. You know what I mean? It was like selling dinner tickets.
Dinner tickets?
Swapping dinner tickets. You know what I mean? Free dinners. I used to get free dinners, and I knew everybody else who had free dinners.
So you're hustling back then?
Oh, mate. We used to buy 10 fags on the way up to school in the morning, sell them at 50 pence a shot. You know what I mean? Make more money. Because I was so big, and maybe at about age 14, 15, I was so tall, I used to get sold in the carry-out shop.
Okay. So you were buying booze for everyone?
So everybody used to give me their money, and I used to get 50p. And, you know what I mean?
Can I get some booze, please?
So used to be able to, and just...
Yeah. So it's out of necessity that you've done it.
And I think probably over the years it's went. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Up and down, and sometimes you go through a lot of time. Change.
I think in everyone it does go up and down, but I think those low points or troughs is when you don't have something to point it towards. I guess that's when it becomes an issue. When you do have something, it's always great, and it's you relinquish the fact that you have something to work towards. But
it's like this. Look, you know what I mean? It's exciting. Like, you can only imagine it being exciting for you. Do you know what I mean? It's like you've got a goal. You've got passion for it. You know, it's like.
I mean, we spoke about it briefly on when we were going back and forward trying to get you on here. Just having consistency in my life has just helped so much. I mean, I've had things that I was consistent in my life with when I was young, up until maybe when I was 17, but there's been a large proportion of time in between that I've just kind of flirted around, I guess, and I enjoyed my time traveling and doing this, and obviously I want to continue traveling, but to actually just screw my sort of laser focus down to something and be able to direct it towards it, because I do, I get really involved in things, but it has to interest me, because I hated school. I couldn't focus, but it wasn't that I was not bright. The format of it just didn't appeal to me. And it was later in life when I could see I could read the books by myself, when I could go and research things online eventually, and then sort of just I was self-taught with a lot of stuff, and that is something that it's taken me years to sort of garner that knowledge, obviously, and then be able to sort of put it into something like this.
Definitely.
Or other things, like even going to the gym consistently. It's a big thing, and once you have that thing, it's not even. I mean, eventually it has to become the quality of what you're doing, but to get yourself into it, it's just about doing it, like putting your foot in front of the other and going and doing it. And that's it. Definitely. It doesn't matter if you're doing it right or wrong. Eventually, that'll sort itself out. But actually, just doing it is the hardest bit.
That's it. And that's how you learn, Ken. I was jogging with my daughter yesterday, and she's only 8, and we were just speaking about the best way to learn and stuff. And I said to her, we were talking about if you burn your hand on fire. And she was like, oh, yeah, you'll never do that again. It was just so simple. And I was like, well, that's like mistakes. You know what I mean? Sometimes when they cut deep, then you're like, whoa. You know what I mean? And it's, all areas of your life, you know. I think the people who progress, I don't mean better, but basically, some people need just a little tap.
Yeah.
and back on road. Like for a lot of years, I needed a wallop. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like everything was like smack, smack, and I was just like no listening.
Completely the same. Because it was like, I guess we're both
Consistently inconsistent.
Yeah.
That was the only thing.
But when you're so strong-minded and you just know that you want to go off and do this for however long, and then go off and do this for however long, that is good at the time, and obviously you learn a lot from it. But then eventually you have to come on track to something that you're heading towards, and that's the thing, you know. And I see that that's something you're showing people as well. But just to reel it back, like how did you go from like football to Herbalife? Because that is obviously something that was a part of your life, and was probably the ignition for.
So what actually happened was I went football to
MMA.
Done a bit of MMA. You know what I mean? Like,
that's how Dean and
that's
I know
how we
each
met.
other, yeah.
That's how we met.
Because you started coming along to the gym in Dundee. That we're part of shooters. And you were doing like fantastic. Like I think a lot of people were sort of wish that you'd kind of continued because you're an athlete and you're tall, and obviously you're not like a slow athlete. Like you're fast and quick, and you played football all year round, and you were learning fast at what you were doing. But I guess it wasn't really.
Do you know what?
For you
getting
at that
punched
time.
in the face is tough. You know what I mean? If you want to make it your job,
especially at living.
Do you know what I mean? But I get enough of that just with life, or I've had enough of that. No, but here I totally take my hat off to people like yourself, anybody, because it's so easy for people to stand on the other side of the fence or the ring or whatever and say, "Oh yeah, the biggest critic," and you know what I mean, say, "You should have done this, you should have done that." But here, to actually get in there, it's a different story. You know what I mean? So
it feels like. It was part of something just directing your focus towards for a little bit, you know.
Definitely.
Till you figured, because I think you were still playing football a little bit at that time, were you?
I'm not 100. I think so. I think.
It's like a Sunday league or something.
Probably. I was probably playing for Riverside, mate.
Right.
Playing for Riverside. I played at Riverside for a good 10 years. Love Riverside, mate. love the Riverside.
You can give them a shout out.
They've actually went to the wall now, but they're the most successful amateur club in the whole Dundee history.
Was that anything to do with you?
Even even for the years before, I think they went to the Scottish Cup final in '96. Wow. 96, they got beat 1-0 from Bells Hill. Okay. I think Bells Hill then became a junior side. But yeah, I mean, we played for a 10-year period where it was like crazy success. We were the first ever club in history, and I don't know if it'll ever be done again, but to win every trophy possible in the one season, apart from the Scottish Cup. So it was like because we call ourselves the Five Alive Club. Five Alive. So we won every trophy available.
To an amateur club.
To an amateur club.
That's brilliant.
So
obviously enjoyed your time there.
Yeah. I mean, we've played with some great players, even at like that amateur level. Yeah. I mean, every player could have went and played a lot higher. Okay. But because of attitude and just other commitments and stuff in your life, and some people didn't want.
Some people, like you're saying, don't even want to go any further.
They didn't want to get up there Monday and Wednesday night to play on a Saturday. Just want to go on Saturday. The bits are still barking, pulling out the bag. Nah, my bits are always clean, but I did see plenty of barking bits.
There's something weird about the school systems. I think this ties into Scotland's. Well, you can probably hear the cars in the background. I've not soundproofed properly, obviously. I think Scotland fails in a lot of areas when it comes to sports on the international scene, and I think it comes down to the school systems. I lived in America, and I played American football for my high school team.
Cool.
And they integrate the sports into the school, so you have to keep like a B average to stay on the sports team. The teacher is also the coach. You know, one of the teachers, the math teacher. Yeah. He also coaches football and whatnot. He played for a couple of NFL teams, and it's so integrated. And you have to do well at one to be able to perform in the other. And they have programs and an infrastructure that is based around you progressing, but also having to go to college and get a degree as well. Like most NFL players have degrees, And I think
that's a whole business in itself.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know
totally.
what I mean?
But in Scotland, it's not real. Football's not really integrated into school. Like most people play after school. You know, for some club, they forget about school. They might not get as far as they want with football, and now they don't have any education, so then they just play for, you know, like a Sunday league, you know, and work 9 till 5 every week just to get drunk and then play football again.
Yeah. You know? No, definitely. Yeah, like, and I think there's a lot to take for how the structure is built in America, and then they can learn a lot for us here.
Oh, of course.
It's a tough situation, you know, because I mean we can get drilled into years upon years upon years upon years of education in college and debt and this, and then on the back end of it, maybe still work the 9 to 5 job.
Totally,
and then we've got so it's the schooling system for me in this country. I've not got the answer to it, and I've definitely not got the answer to it in America. I'm just very.
But we can take things from each of us and apply it for sure.
Yeah.
You know.
I just think that if you, for people going through the schooling system, like university as well, like well, I'm the guru or anything. I'm just saying, like, don't just do it for the sake of it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to be a lawyer or a doctor or something like that, yeah. But if you want to be, like, something in life, like, go and be that person. You don't need to go to school and, like...
I mean, some people are just not built for school.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. Same with working. How many people are in the world? There's 7 billion people. Yeah. There's going to be some people that just work is not what they do. Like they just don't work. That's why we're always going to have people on benefits, because there's so many people. There's just going to be that percentage that are just, it's not in them not to work. And then there's going to be people on the opposite scale who overwork, you know. It's just how life is.
I think now what we've got in this day and age, social media, and how look at this. You know what I mean? Like podcasts and things are so connected. Yeah. The opportunity now, like this is the greatest time to ever be alive.
Yeah.
Like
definitely.
You know, and I look at my kids and I know some people go on a bit like, oh, they're on their phone and blah blah blah, and it's an extension of their arm, and yeah, it is. But like Nintendo or whatever it was back when I was growing up was exactly the same thing. And
there's like an old picture on Facebook someone was sharing around, and it was basically everyone on a train looking at their phones, but then they showed you a train from like the 1800s, and it's everyone with their head down looking at a newspaper.
Exactly.
There's always distractions, you know.
Always, and I just opportunities never been like it has now.
It's crazy. Like individual sort of opportunity, you can make your own brand and have your own business based off of just yourself. You know, you don't have to go through another company and work your way up. You don't have to start, you know, in the fucking letter office at the bottom of Goldman Sachs or whatever. And work your way up.
It's so exciting, man. It makes me
you can go on YouTube and just talk about anything, and people are just going to be. You're going to have an audience. I mean, if it's good, obviously. There's a lot of stuff now on YouTube, but. And that seems like generally like a path you've taken as well. That's something that you seem to be gravitating towards, but you're genuinely wanting to help people with it as well. And
that's my like, you know, it's first of all I had to figure out, like, I'll tell you what actually happened. So when I was 28, all right, for a number of years I'd been given CD book of The Secret.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew this was going to come up. I was going to try and read it before you came on.
Yeah. And like a lot of people think, oh, hairy fairy, all this, you know what I mean, law of attraction. And even people who believe in law of attraction think like The Secret is like a bit like just a bit
hocus pocus.
Do you know what I mean? And for about 3 or 4 years, like I was given an audio. What actually happened is someone gave me a copied disc, right? I put it in my car, and the first 25 minutes of it, I was like, oh, holy smokes. And then and it just cut off.
Right.
It just cut off, and I was like, put it back on, and it was just like, whoa. Somebody gave us the book, patched it. So this went on for a couple of years. And when I was 28, actually someone gave the book to Janine, my wife, and we were like, she was like, I'm going to read it. I was like, well, I'll read it. And it makes sense now when things don't come into your life until you're 100% ready.
Yeah.
And even like the start of that disc, it went off after 25 minutes. It just makes so much sense to me. Do you know what I mean? So
I think a lot of people poo-poo it. I was talking about this to someone last night, and I was using the Secret, the book, as an example, and I've thought about it a lot this week. When I knew you were coming on, I knew it was something that would come up, and I've kind of went over it in my head, and the kind of conclusion that I draw from it is when people have issues in their own life, and they tend to blame other people.
Yep.
And you know the type of people, this is Scotland, so there's a lot of people that just don't like seeing anyone being successful through their own hard work.
Yeah.
And when it can be changed with simply just changing your mindset, that's when people start like poo-pooing it, because they don't want to admit to themselves that it's something that they can just change in their own.
If you think about like everybody, how many books have been written? Self-made millionaire.
Yeah.
But you're self-made everything.
Yeah.
You're self-made everything. Yeah. Everybody's got the same 24 hours. We've got exactly the same opportunity to be today, whatever we want to do. You know what I mean? Okay, there's people restricted with certain things but ultimately, like we just said it, like how connected we are, the opportunity now. But no one wants to look that in the eye. And we do, like my whole business is built on mindset. It's a fitness business, but like everything comes back to mindset. And one of the things I tell people is I'm so honest. I'm like, this is going to be tough. Don't kid yourself on. And the best thing you can do is when you're brushing your teeth at night before you go to your bed, you could play a character or a person or whatever right throughout that whole day. Yeah. But when you're brushing your teeth, you look in the mirror before you go to your bed, that's the only person who really knows.
Right, okay.
So if you can't be honest with that person by the end of the day to say, you know what, I grafted, I've done this, I've been there, I've done, then, what does it all mean?
Yeah.
What does it all mean? Because then that's the missing link.
Yeah.
That's.
So when you read The Secret, what's the effect it had on you?
So what The Secret explained to me is at age 28 that where I got to in my life was down to my choices and decisions.
Yeah.
Simple. That was how simple it was. And then it got exciting. So I think what actually happened is once I read it, I was like, I need more of this. Right? So I was in like Waterson's, the bookshop, and I was like, I didn't even know what I was looking for. I was just like looking a bit. I need another book like this. And it was actually coming up close to Christmas. So I was like, do you know what? I want to get Janine another one of these kind of
inspirational books.
And I swear this, like I never knew what I was looking for.
Yeah.
And I went to Waterston's in Commercial Street in Dundee, and I couldn't see a thing. And W.H. Smith's used to still be in Overgate. Do you remember the big one? So I was in there and I was looking at all these books, and I was like, "What's going on here? Like, really?" Like, and I was searching it. I was in there for about 25, 30 minutes, right? And what happened?
Did you not want to ask anyone for help?
No, I was looking for a self-help book.
Could you help me find a self-help book, please?
But it was just, I remember it clear as day. I was like, patch it. And I turned around to walk out the W.H. Smith, and there was a big billboard with the books on it called The Magic. The Magic. So it's the same woman, Rhonda Byrne, and she wrote The Magic, and it's a 30-day practice. So you just read one chapter a day, and you've got to do something every day. And so I gave it to Janine for her Christmas, and we read it together.
Wow!
From the start, from the first day of the year.
Yeah.
And by the end of January, our lives had changed, mate, forever.
So, can you put it down to that point in that book, in that period of time that's your life and your mindset changed?
Yep.
Simple. So it's something that you know.
So yeah, I know 100%. It gave me an understanding that to improve my life, everything was done to me. Now, I think how a lot of the people think, The Secret, you just put out these vibes and this stuff. But a big point that The Secret miss out, like, is the fact that you don't just give out these thoughts and feelings. Yeah. You've got to put the graft in.
No, totally.
You know what I mean? And go searching. And as soon as I started to understand that, I just got excited.
Yeah.
I just got excited, and I mean, my wife was still doing mobile. Like people were putting up jokes on social media the other day when we were out. I told you when we were walking here. Yeah. I told you that we went out a couple of weeks ago, and one of our very first clients was like, "Remember, you used to come to my house with your beauty bed, and that big green car you had. You had this like Nissan Almera, this green high back thing. It was like, oh man,
you probably should have got rid of that."
And so you know, and like I was actually working away, scaffolding up in Peterhead and Fraserburgh, living in caravans for the week.
It's a tough job.
The kids were young, and I was just like, you know, what's the story here? And I just knew as soon as I read it that it was possible. And within 30 days, we wrote lots of goals. We started to get to work, and one of my goals was to get offshore. I had the opportunity to go offshore when I was 18. I was like, I'm never going offshore. And the only reason I wanted to go offshore because it was like not to be offshore. It was an opportunity to earn money again.
Yeah, I mean, for a lot of people and young guys that have family, it's very alluring to do a job where you're working 2 weeks and 2 weeks off. You can have time with your family and you can make a decent wage.
Definitely.
And you get fed and watered while you're over there. So you're essentially just saving lots of money. Yeah. And I can see how a lot of people are attracted to that in Scotland.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, I've thought about it at one point as well. Like it was just, and then I was like, nah, I couldn't deal with that.
Well, by the end of January, so this is the thing. So I said, right, that was one of my major goals. And by the end of January, I had a job. I contacted every single person I knew. I phoned every single person. I sent every email every day, every day. And by the end of January, I had a job.
That's crazy.
All right, and which through somebody to a somebody to a somebody. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, and now I'm not even. Well, I lasted 2 trips. Yeah, 2 trips. Oh my God, this is not for me. I knew straight away. Do you know what I mean? I've never been to jail, but I could only imagine it being like a 2-week jail sentence out in the middle of the North Sea. Do you know what I mean? Crazy.
What was the point for you that you went like?
Oh, I knew.
I
knew. As soon as I got there, mate. Day one. Whoa. I'm not spending my life like this. You know what I mean? I'm selling half my life. Yeah. Ultimately, I'm selling half my life. And I was just like, no way. No way.
Yep. That's a big part that a lot of people don't realise is...
I totally take my hat off to, like, I've got really good mates who...
Of course, like, a lot of people do that 9 to 5, well, even more hours than that, and just that grind, you know, and a lot of them are extremely unhappy, and that is a lot of your day, and a lot of your year, and a lot of all your years just being dedicated to being unhappy.
Yep.
But you don't realise it. You just think, this is my life. This is what I do to become happy. But people don't, unless they write down their goals, unless they get focused, they don't realise that this is not normal to feel like this. You know, when you're drunk all the time, it's just normal. You know, when you're unhappy all the time, that becomes your baseline. You don't know what it's like to be excited by working on something to be happy, and know that your time's worth more than what you're selling it for.
Yep.
And that's a huge thing that a lot of people don't realise. I
mean, definitely, mate. You know, it's.
I mean, people have to do what they have to do. You know, like to get by.
A lot of people do like start young, and then what happens is, you know, you can get a family, and you get responsibilities, and you have you've got like a standard of living. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That you need to uphold, and it's tough. Yeah, it can become tough. But I think like it's
Do you think maybe you playing football from such a young age and being so dedicated to it, and it's obviously not a usual lifestyle, that is something that you already experienced, so you know that you couldn't go down the ladder, but to doing like
I was virtually unemployable.
Yeah,
simple. All right, not that I was bad or anything like that. I was just like, my brain was just like, so I've been a baker, I've been a barber,
butcher.
No butcher, candlestick maker, scaffolder, just like loads of different stuff. You know what I mean? Just because I was searching. Yeah, I was searching. I didn't know it at the time, but I was just searching, just like MMA, football. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Just what do I like? And I just had that nature. I still got that nature. And luckily enough for me, things just, and this is just part of the journey now. This is just a chapter. You know what I mean? Where we are now. With Wallace Wolves. Herbalife like massive part of my life.
Now, this is something I want to bring up because obviously there's a lot of controversy around it.
Yeah,
Are you still with Herbalife? Is that
Yeah,
something
so
you're still
like
doing?
I still take like I'm not actively building a Herbalife business or anything like that. Still take the products every day.
Yeah.
Still got some customers
Okay.
and stuff. But
Because there is a lot of people that sort of say it's like a scam.
Yeah.
There's documentaries that have obviously been released.
Yep.
I don't know if you've watched it.
mate, I've heard that.
You must hear it. You know.
Yeah,
What's your take on that?
My take is focus on what's right for you in your life.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Any time spent trying to hack someone else down is taking the focus away from you doing good to improve other people's lives. Why would you want to spend your time?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, get on with your own life, man. Go and enjoy it. Go and inspire people. Change their lives.
Yeah.
There's people out there who need proper help. They need guidance. They need support. They need inspiration. They need a cuddle. Some people need a boot up the ass. And that's why the life lessons and the things that I learned through Herbalife are just like priceless.
Yeah.
You know, that is the secret and the magic, and that I believe that led me to Herbalife. And then Herbalife is now
How did you get started with it? Like how?
I just got started by a girl who was in my class at school. I actually took my sister to see her.
Right. Okay.
Because my sister was I never had any thought about like I was close-minded, totally close-minded, and
Had you heard of it before? Or
I'd heard that, yeah. Yeah, what I did hear of it wasn't what I discovered.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just thought shake diet. But when I started to, well, before I got involved, I wanted to understand. You know what I mean? What's actually going on here?
Yeah.
First and foremost. When that started to happen, the wee fairies started popping up. You know what I mean? This is good, that's bad, this is and I just went, well, I'm going to get on the products and see what happens myself.
Okay.
Fell in love. Boom. Love the products. Products. And that was the first step.
Yeah.
Really.
And what attracted you to it? Like, was it the actual products, or is it the sort of format of it? Is it something that you just appealed to you, or?
So first and foremost, the products. You know, first and foremost, like I've drank protein shakes forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For when I started training, played football, I was lifting weights when I was 15, 16. And again, it was just, for me, it was another protein shake. It was another protein shake. I looked a lot into the Herbalife 24 range, and I just wanted to, that was ultimately what it was. I was going to use a product, and so I decided I was going to use that product, and there was an opportunity to earn money.
Yeah. Is that something that does happen? Like, do you earn money from doing the product?
Of course, yeah.
Because I don't, it's not something I look into too much, you know.
No, of course, of course.
Okay.
So for, I don't know what, nearly 3.5 years, you know, that's what I was doing.
Yeah. 3.5 years.
Yeah, 3.5 years.
And you were working your way up.
Yep.
Is that yeah.
Working my way up, you know, we had, I qualified for 3 5-star all-inclusive vacations, where all expenses paid.
Where'd you go?
We went on a cruise. The first one, we went to, started in Venice, Montenegro, and Croatia, and stuff like that.
Did you go with your whole family?
Yep,
or?
whole family.
That's crazy.
Then we qualified the next year to go to Greece, but Janine was heavily pregnant.
Right, okay.
So it was just like, it was going to be too much. Like, I think she was like 35 weeks or something, so we decided not to go.
What was a cruise like with a bunch of Herbalifers? Is it
mental.
just a bunch of like ripped people
Going
about it?
Mate, listen, no, everybody's ripped. Right? No, everybody's ripped.
Come
like,
on, bro.
A lot are, and I think like the new breed of like Herbalife, the young guys who are coming through now. Do you know what I mean? They've got, they're in fantastic shape and stuff, you know. And the company has transformed like massively, even in just like the 4 or 5 years that I know it. It's now Herbalife Nutrition. You know, it's totally, and I think that's, if we go back for what I thought it was, a shake diet, then I could totally see why the company has been.
Okay.
But as it's
Has
started to evolve.
it had to change, do you think, because of
Yeah.
the sort of criticism that it does receive, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, see, I didn't really hear the criticism when I was involved.
Right.
I really didn't. Occasionally, the odd person, you know, maybe just because they didn't want to say it to me or whatever.
Yeah.
Didn't get us wrong. There's a couple of people who have got their solid opinions on it, but
Yeah.
like, it's what was the question again?
Can't even remember myself.
What was the question again?
I can't remember. I've got like a memory like a goldfish.
But so like it was a massive part of my life. It still is. I love
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? I love it. I've got a Herbalife tattoo, and it's the impact that it made on me is, and where it's taken me on a journey through, like, personal development's the biggest thing, mate.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing, you know.
It's obviously had an effect. Yeah. I remember when you started. You know, I don't condone it or I'm not like backing it or anything. I'm just like, it's obviously
Impartial.
it's something that you've worked with and you've built your own sort of foundation with it, and it's you've utilized whatever they've offered to sort of help you progress in your life.
Yep.
And I always find things like that interesting, you know, regardless of what it was through, you know.
Definitely.
And yeah, like I remember when you started, you were sort of like, it was like self-perpetuating, where the more that you got out of it, the more it sort of fueled you, I guess.
Yep. I think what it was is I've lived my life on extremities.
Yeah.
Very much so. Do you know what I mean? So from extreme, from age 18 to 28, nearly 29, it was very extreme lifestyle of partying and
Sounds like a tough life.
But you know, when you've got responsibilities and you've got kids and things like that, and you know, it's no, it was very selfish extremity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think Herbalife was the flip side. So I was able to take that fuel and put it into a positive emotion.
And it definitely is something that you've obviously you've documented what you're doing as well.
Yeah.
And it's something that you've done up until now, you know.
Yeah.
And so those 3.5 years, what is it up till now? Is like that you're still
So
active with
all
them?
in all, actively building a business for 3.5 years.
Okay.
All in all, it'd be about 5 years because I'm still a Herbalife member. You know, I've still got customers.
Right.
With my business, the Wallace Wolves, it's something that's totally separate.
Right, okay.
We promote Herbalife, and if people want to ask what I do, then they'll see. Do you know what I mean?
And that's what I want to bring it to as well,
yeah.
because obviously you've started with this your Wallace Wolves. Could
yeah.
you
Well, the
explain?
thing is, this is the thing, all right? Like, what's massive, right, is like, I chose Herbalife, all right? And there's 1,000,001 supplements out there, and the rest. Do you need supplements? I don't know. Probably no. You probably didn't. You probably didn't need. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
But I choose to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think, like, and whatever people decide to do, it's.
And do you obviously you use them? Is that something that you use every day?
Every day, mate. Every day. I have a shake for my breakfast every day.
Okay.
And it's for quickness, convenience. Tastes brilliant. Tastes amazing, by the way. And like, I love it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's no like and it's just
It's part of your life.
it's part of my life, mate.
Okay.
It is,
And is that something you think you'll do forever, you think?
I don't know.
Okay.
Honestly, it's like what will we really do forever, eh?
Yeah. No.
But right now, I've no plans of stopping in my Herbalife shake or my rebuild strength
Okay.
for my recovery when I've trained. That's what
And yeah, so just to get onto your Wallace Wolves, this is something that you seem to be really focused on at this point. And could you just explain? Like, I don't really know either what it is, because I've just seen your pictures on Facebook, and going by that, it seems pretty cool. Like, could you explain what you're doing?
So what's actually happened is through Herbalife and being involved in other communities and groups and stuff like that. A lot of the time, I felt like I was a square going into a round hole. All right, because of big personality, I've got my own ideas and things like that. So I just took all that inspiration, good, the bad, the ugly, and the amazing, and I actually teamed up with one of my mates, Adrian. He lives in Colchester, so that was way back last year, and I just knew that there was a better way. I believe there was a better way of coaching people, teaching people, supporting people, and we just put the Wallace. Well, it wasn't the Wallace Wolves back then. We put this together, and through even 4 years of learning to get it started. I mean, the last 12 months have been a roller coaster, But what I want, what the vision I've got, and what I wanted to create is like it's never like a dean, like I'm the man, like this is my business type thing. I wanted to create a team. That's why we're like our logo's like a team. Like a sports team.
Makes sense, because you've obviously been a footballer. That's something that you've probably envisioned and taken to what you're doing now, I guess. That team mentality, that makes sense.
Teamwork, support, like
accountability.
Accountability. Like it's I love it, mate. I love it.
You seem jazzed up by it.
Totally. And you know, we're just getting started, mate. Really are just getting started. I mean, it's been nearly 12 months to here, and the website was meant to launch yesterday, but there's been a wee delay. So, because
have you got your team on it?
What we're actually creating is like a membership site.
Oh, nice.
So everybody who's part of the Wallace Wolves will be a member. We do a 30-day shred where you can jump in and like blast for 30 days. It's not like any extremities or anything like that. We're just teaching, guiding and supporting people to eat properly, train properly. But first of all, focusing on how we deal with that, how we overcome obstacles that are thrown at us every day. And what I teach people is your life's not going to transform in 30 days. The ball could be rolling. You know what I mean? You're well on the way in 30 days because the mind's been opened and stuff like that. So then it's up to you. You know, do you want to stick around and be with us for the next 30 days or the next 6 months or whatever? And then it's my job to work with someone closely enough to help them to get an impactful result, whether it's physical or mental. So they say, do you know what? I want to stay with Dino. I want to.
And it's creating habits as well if it's long. Because how many days is it you have to do something before?
Well, so some people say 21, some people say 30. I've read
if you're doing it long enough, you know, then and you've got people around you as well that are pushing you on. It's going to help you just to stick it in. Because some people, their motivation is not as good as others, and if you're surrounded by people who are very self-motivational.
I think your motivation, you're motivated by what you want to change. Bang. So let's get started. After 2 hours, that's gone. It's gone. So everybody, it just evaporates like smoke. And people think that, you know, I get the question all the time, how are you so hyped all the time? How are you so excited? And how are you so, like, I'm no. Definitely no. I've got 4 kids. I've got an unbelievable wife. And believe me, we've been through war. More than a few wars. Well, maybe 100. You know what I mean? And it's like, I've had to teach myself to be like that. Teach myself every single day. And I tell this story. I've told it a million times. And there's Janine will like vouch for this. Getting up in the morning and looking in the mirror. I used to go to excite myself, laugh at myself, get myself pumped. And I used to practice when I bumped into people. At this time,
doing that as well.
Doing that. and when I bumped into people used to think, you know, when people say, "How are you doing?" All right, I'm all right, mate. How are you? So, like, I used to practice when people used to say, amazing.
That's what I always say as well. Like,
buzzing.
Do you know who instilled that in me? Was one of my old high school teachers, which is terrible. He was a terrible teacher because Blair Gowrie was in the Sun at that time for being the worst like high school in the UK. It was called Battlefield High, but he said something. He'd been to America and he just came back and he said, Scots people are so dour, and when they see each other and they say like, "Oh, how you doing?" It's like, right, no bad, all right. And ever since then, since I was 14, I never say like that. I always say, "I'm good, awesome, great," you know, because it is that sort of like you are awesome because you're alive. You know, you're not bad and just getting through life. You know, you got to like push out internally and how you're feeling. You know, you can't just wait for it to come to you. And it's definitely
the law of attraction.
It's
the law of attraction.
It's an important part of life to be like that. You know, I think if you're just mulling through your life, telling everyone that you're
that's what you're going to attract.
No bad.
Yeah. If people are asking you how you are and you're saying no bad, you're going to attract no bad into your life. Do you know what I mean?
So you would do that when you would meet people.
Yeah. So I used to practice. I used to practice every day, and people are astonished still to this day. What? Even in the bank yesterday, at the, I'll tell you what it was, TSB at the top of the Hilton, Strathmartin Road. Even in the bank.
Yeah.
Great. What do you mean you're great? People are shocked. Like,
yeah, they look at you as if like
you're crazy.
Something wrong
like you're
with
crazy.
You.
The sun was shining. We've just been through 7 months of darkness in Scotland. All right, getting up in the morning. It's wet. It's cold. And the sun is shining. Like, I wear shorts 24/7. I'm actually got jeans and a t-shirt on.
You're
like, when I see people in the street with jeans and a t-shirt on, and they're like, "Whoa, what are you doing in clothes?"
You're like the weird PE teacher at high school that's always in shorts.
Shorts and t-shirt, black shorts, black t-shirt, pair of trainers. That's me 24/7, no matter where I'm going. So
do you wear that through the winter as well?
I just wear a cozy jacket. Sometimes I'll bang on a pair of trackies, but
ready to sprint at any given moment.
That's kind of...
Now you seem to do things that sort of test your your willpower as well, and is that where you get this sort of mentality out from, or is that you testing your mentality?
Do you mean about the marathon?
No, yeah, like all that as well. But like, do you just, is it like when you're doing these things, is it to sort of test your will and your sort of your fortitude, or is your will and fortitude coming from doing those things? If you know what I'm saying, like, do you think you're just always trying to tell?
I think it's cause and effect, isn't it?
Okay, yeah.
You know, I think if we put ourselves, I think like with fitness, it's a leveler. Fitness is a leveler because it's the only thing I believe in life that whatever you put in, you're going to get out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You sometimes get flukes in other areas of your life. Oh man, do you know what I mean? Like, which will come back in a different kind of way. But when it comes down to fitness and anything to do with that like perfecting like, my girls are dancers, you know, and you know, have the conversation with them about it sometimes, and it's just like you can't. Nothing can take that effort away. Nothing can take that what you've put in away.
You've put it in the bank.
You know what I mean? It's
accumulative as well. Like, you know, you have to keep going and building on it, and just every day. Just, I mean, to quote someone from Instagram, I hate to quote, but like 1% better every day. You
1%. Yep.
And it's so true.
Yep.
You know, and once you go back the way, that's when it's harder to go forward again. But you can't. You just have
breaking momentum.
Every day you have to just make yourself 1% better, whatever that means. You know.
Yep. I think the physical and mental side of things with that part that I've done, or I just think that's sort of like, you're choosing to do it, and it's the easy part of life. Do you know that's the easy part of life. You know, like 4 kids, wife, like business, just life. That's the tough part. You know, that's the part where you really got to roll your sleeves up. You know, and if you can battle through that with a smile and be enthusiastic, and because it's so precious. Like I'm like, like, oh man, like when I think about what we're actually. It just blows my mind. You know what I mean? That you're actually here to just like it does it totally like my mind's only like that. It doesn't take that much to blow my mind, but but do you know what I mean? And it's just,
are you still doing like running in early in the morning as well yourself, or do you just sort of cycle that? And
so like sometimes I'll go running, sometimes I'll lift weights. A lot of high intensity. I love high intensity because I love how it makes me feel. Running as well. Running is like, exercise is my therapy. Do you know what I mean? I've got like demons that go on. They like the battles. Am I going to train? Am I not? Do you know what I mean? Every single day. Like, and even like when I'm so honest with my clients and everything as well. Like I tell them, like my whole team at the Wallace Wolves, and I'm like, guys, when I do like live Q&As or like live calls, just like I tell them how it is. You know, I go through it every single day as well, especially in the winter when it's dark mornings and stuff like that. So I think we
but the feeling of accomplishing it when you didn't want to do it is one of the greatest feelings ever.
That's the best, mate. And that's where the magic happens. That's when the results happen, isn't it?
And that's when
with anything.
that's when it makes you start to get endorphins from just getting inside, from going, running like 5 miles in the piss and snow and rain, or going to the gym when you completely didn't want to. I mean, I came in from work the other day and I was like driving all the way down. I was like, am I going to go to the gym? But I love the gym. I'm feeling great at the moment. But then I was like, but am I tired or like just like trying to talk myself out of everything like I've done for years.
Yep.
But I seem to just recently, I don't know where it's came from, but I've just had like this mentality where, no, I'm just doing it and that's what it is. Like I just put my foot in front of it, the forward in front of the other one.
What I believe is, right, honestly, this is, if we think about everything as one, all right, like being a dad, or even like being a dad to, because each kid's an individual, and then being a husband, and then being like as part of my business, and maybe got to do the shopping because there's somebody that do it. Do you know what I mean? Cook your tea. And if you think about all that as one, you're just overwhelmed. Yeah. All right. I call it analysis paralysis. All right. You're just like, and things just go zip, closed down. So if you think I'm just like shooting for the hip here, right? So if you've actually nailed something with consistency with this podcast, boom. And then because of that, you've built the habits. Now you're able to take the habits into how you're going to the gym.
Other parts of my life.
Other parts of your life. And it's exactly the same thing, and it's like...
Another one that helped me was doing cold showers. Like I do them every single day.
Oh, do you?
Honestly, mate, like it's had such an effect on me. I've been doing them for... I don't think I've taken one shower off from doing it since I started doing it like 3 months ago. Like every shower.
Do you start hot and then go?
Yeah, like I usually do the last 3 minutes cold. It's brilliant though, because it's such. That
makes me nervous, man.
Honestly, man, you should try it. Like next time, just start from like up 30 upwards, and you just the rush when you get out is obviously your body's trying to like kick start again, and you just get so many endorphins and you feel like so focused as well.
I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
Do it, man. Honestly, do like as long as you
I'll
can
text you and tell you how it was. How long did it take you to like get the time up?
Oh man, like the first couple of months, I was stuck on a minute. Yeah, but like after that, it was just It doesn't get easier. It's just your ability to sort of deal with it does.
Yep.
Like it never gets easy. But the one I really want to work up to, and this one scares me, is doing like complete cold showers, like no warm.
We're just jumping in cold.
Yeah, like that's the thing. It's supposed to be tough as shit though.
Mate.
But all it is standing under cold water. Like that in your mind, you're like, that scares the shit out of me. But it's
we used to so you're saying that actually, we used to do competitions when I was at Wimbledon. Like we used to go to the David Lloyd gym down there. We got in for free because we were part of the club, and we used to, like after we'd been had a wee sauna or whatever, we used to do cold showers, and it was like we used to time. So whoever was last came out the quickest. They had to buy the drinks, buy the juices. Do you know what I mean? I had to buy them at a time. I'm allergic to the cold, man.
Really?
Big ginger Scotsman and down in London, and like they thought, you're used to it. They used to put the voice on and that, you know. Oh, you must be used to it up there and that. I'm like, mate, nah, man, I hate it.
I think I've mentioned this a few times on the podcast. I think the weather's like a real part of how Scots have a sort of a certain attitude. I mean, we barely get any good weather today. Today it's sunshine. Like I feel bad bringing you into the studio and not letting you sit in the sun for today, but it's been how many months now? 7 months we've been just incredible. And it never gets too snowy, it never gets too like rainy, it never gets too, but it's constantly just like drab weather all the time, and it can wear you down emotionally. And not even going into like, obviously you can get vitamin D deficiencies if you're not in the sun. That's why going in a cheeky sunbed during the winter is pretty good. Not that I do that.
I'm actually lucky being a ginger. I don't instantly tan, but I do get an alright tan eventually.
Yeah, you're one of the ones that tans.
It's pretty weird, kind of. Then I go like,
I'm surprised you can go out during the sun. You're a day walker, as they're called. But it does affect everyone. Like you probably spoke to many a person, and there's a certain attitude.
I get it myself, mate. I'm telling you, I get it myself. I know I do.
Even just the difference
no matter how much you try to, like how much I try to
combat it,
shake it off, whatever. It's tough waking up in the mornings, looking at the window, it's pitch black out there, it's raining, it's wet.
Yeah.
It could be tough. It could be tough, you know. And then sun's down very early. Like some people go to work and it's dark, and they come home and it's dark.
I know.
That must be
That's
tougher.
tough. I mean, I did that when I worked at the leisure pool. I was a lifeguard through in Perth.
All right.
And the earlies, you start at 6:30 in the morning and you finish at 3:30. And during the winter, that was just dark from dark.
Dark to dark.
Like I was never getting any sun, you know. And that was depressing, you know.
Oh, definitely.
There should be a law against it.
My uncle, he lives in Hammerfest.
Yeah.
So I think that's the most northernly city in I don't know if it's definitely Norway. I don't know if it's the world.
I think it is. Yeah.
And he goes into months of darkness.
Yeah.
It's like absolute darkness.
I do love that though. That's my ideal like scenario is to have a log cabin up in the woods somewhere.
No, that's where he lives. He'll put you up near bar. He's mental. Yeah, he's mental.
he must have to do cold showers every day.
I think they just got some of the worst snow in like years, and it's like up as high as these.
So what like made him sort of move up there?
Oh, he was a Marine, mate.
Okay.
He was a Marine, and he went to he met
and I knew it. And I knew it. And lived there.
And then he moved there. I think it's 30 years.
Wow. Yeah. Just recluse. Just lives up there.
I think there's there is people. But no.
That's brilliant. I love that sort of thing. That really just floats my boat. That just living in the woods, you know, living off the land, obviously, you know.
Mate, he would have you up, no problem, right?
That's cool. I'd love to speak to someone that
I'll put you on him.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He's a mad Marine.
Does he have Skype?
He's a Marine. He's mental. Oh, he's mental, mate.
But those type of people that can, I think it's a form of what we are talking about, just to have that sort of iron will to live by yourself or with just one person in a sort of, I mean, maybe not him because obviously there's other people up there, but there are people that do that, you know, and that's their whole life is just interacting with this other person. And I think that's when you focus on the smaller things in your life. That's when you make them larger, like how you know, brush your teeth in the morning, how you know, cook your food, or how you look after the chickens. Like you take time and pride over it because you have to. There's not much else going on in your life, and that's I think that's where they take comfort and solace in those type of things. Definitely.
And I think how we live nowadays, we've got that many distractions. You know, it could be easy to not be ungrateful, but to be distracted by the fact of what we've actually got. You know, it's like it's.
Do you think there's too many people trying to like? I mean, I hate to say it because everyone's sort of entitled to do the best in their life and make it. But do you think there's too many people trying to do that instead of? We still need plumbers, we still need joiners, we still need these types of trades, but there's less people doing apprenticeships. I think it was down by, what was it? There was a number they put out.
I don't know. I like honestly, I don't know the answer. Like,
but maybe those jobs will disappear.
Yeah,
you know?
I know. Like it's mental. I just. I'm just massive on. It took me to age nearly 29 to do what I love, you know, and 20. Like I feel lucky. Like I feel more than lucky. Like 29, I had a good run at it before I, you know what I mean. But
was your 30?
We've got a beauty salon. Like my wife, she teaches people how to be. She's got her own brow academy. Okay. All right. So she teaches people how to
look beautiful.
To make other people look beautiful, and she does that as well.
Cool.
And she tattoos people's eyebrows on, and I see her team. I see, like I was in there yesterday. I see how much they love what they do. Yeah. They love it. You know what I mean? They're like, it's like, that excites me. That excites me. Yeah. Even just like being here with you today. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Seeing, and
when you see someone do something that they're good at and they enjoy, that's not sort of taking all the glory and whatnot, it's inspiring. You know, that's why Japanese culture is so intriguing, because they take care and pride over every single little thing they do. I mean, it might be a stereotype, but there's some documentaries. There's a sake documentary, and it's just these Japanese people just putting love and care into a dying art form, because it's all factory done now. It's like big containers, but these are one of the very few, like the way they make the sake is all handmade, and it's just to see them take care over just rice, you know, to make it, you know, and it's what they do now, 6 months down the line is how it's going to taste. And it's like that cause and effect like you're talking about. And it's brilliant to see that they know that if they put this time in now, then this is going to be a great tasting sake 6 months down the line. And that's something that you don't get immediate feedback from. And I think a lot of people, what was it called? I'll get the name of it. It's brilliant. It's on Netflix.
Oh, it's on Netflix?
Yeah, and they go into it starts off sort of just like a normal documentary, and you don't really get the characters of the people. Obviously, it's a documentary, but the people that are working in the factory, you don't really sort of get their individual personalities, but it starts to come out as you start to know what they're like, and further on you feel like you know them. It's such a well documentary. But I'll see. But like I was saying, like it's this instantaneous feedback that we're always sort of looking forward to, you know, and I think that's why phones,
instant gratification.
Yeah, and
delayed
gratification is key. You know, like
that's the main thing.
Like these guys are doing something, and they have to wait 6 months down the line to see if they did it right. You know, that's a long time. Yeah, and their money depends on it as well. Like they have to make this taste good, or they're screwed. Sorry, I'll get the name of it.
No, I love that. I love that. Oh, mate, like I had conversations with people who jump up and down in front of the microwave because they can't wait 30 seconds. You know what I mean? Like that. It's crazy.
It's called the Birth of Sake, and it was made in 2015, and it's on Netflix. Yeah. Brilliant documentary. But yeah, just to see those people, like you're saying, like
Instagram, you know what I mean? Everything's.
I'm the worst for it as well. Like I genuinely think I have adult ADHD.
Yeah,
you know, there's things that I just struggle with to do and focus as well. That like I was telling Fen, who was on the podcast last, he was the same. Like I would get like a panicky feeling when I was reading at school because I was trying to get to the end of the page and I couldn't do it quick enough, you know, and I was getting frustrated with myself, and I would start to like get like a bit and I overwhelmed, and I couldn't finish it. So I would that's why I just like I wouldn't read as much. Like that's why I love Audible. Like I've listened to so many books on Audible, and it's brilliant.
Podcasts.
Yeah, and when you're driving,
books and podcasts have totally transformed my brain. I mean,
is there any other one that have had an effect on your life and your thinking?
Yeah, Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah, that's one I've read.
Yeah. Think and Grow Rich.
Was it Rich Dad? What's that one?
Oh, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Have you read that one?
Yeah. Robert Kiyosaki.
They're good books, you know.
Yeah.
What is one that you would sort of say is, apart from The Secret, is a book that you've sort of thought, shit, this has blown my tiny mind?
Let me think. I mean, there's been so many. Mindset. Carol Dweck. Okay. It's a good book.
Is that sort of is it? Have you read anything on sort of mental toughness?
Extreme Ownership.
Okay.
Extreme Ownership. It's what's his name again? Jocko Willink.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Podcast. Yeah. Extreme Ownership. Him and Leif Babin.
He's an inspirational guy. Like, did you see the
Extreme
podcast?
Ownership is an unbelievable book. By the way.
Is it him that wrote it?
It's him and Leif Babin. The guy.
His story, by the way, is crazy. For anyone that's not heard it, is Jocko Willink.
Jocko Willink.
And he was
Jocko Willink.
Yeah.
Jocko Willink.
And he was a Marine, I think. He was in the army. He was
a Navy SEAL.
Navy SEAL, and it was his dream to do this. And he wanted to do. He wanted to be because he's not a good swimmer. He basically forced himself to be able to swim so he could do this, and he pretty much half drowned to become a Navy SEAL.
Amazing.
And he's black as well. Like obviously, he says he doesn't swim that well because he's black. Because he's black, you know, and it's not something obviously because they have like a heavier bone density. Like it's harder for people who are sub-Saharan Africans to float. It's like just like a.
All right.
I might be talking at my arse here. I don't want to be
telling the story of someone.
He said this though, not me. He's black, so don't. I'm not trying to be racist or anything like that.
No, I understand.
I mean, you're ginger. You burn in the sun.
Mate, I've got ginger genetics. Ginger genetics, man. I was like,
I'm liking the beard now. You finally shaved the hair away and got the beard on the go.
Mate, like, nah, look here. Do you know what? Right, see the beard. What's fascinating is right, is how many people say, "What's with the beard? What's with the beard?" Like, what's with your hair? I didn't have no hair. Like, I've got zero, so it's like I'm getting myself a wee beard so I could try and style something. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're still a stylish guy.
My cousin, she was blow drying it in that other week. Get a wee bit.
I'm going through like a bulking face just now, so I'm leaving my beard just to grow for the length of time.
For the jawline.
For the length of time that I'm doing this phase in the gym.
Nice,
like,
but your beard's looking good, man.
Yeah, it's getting there.
It's looking good. It's what I like. Do you know what I like? It goes into like different tones. I like that. I do.
I think I saw like a white hair and the other day,
blonde.
It's completely. I do have one on the side of my head. Like when I turned 31, I'm 31 now. But when I turned 31, I was like, I have a grey hair on the side of my head. This is like biology happening in action.
Mentally. Well, here, my beard's ginger, right? But my hair was never this colour.
Yeah.
Never as ginger as this. But my hair now, when it grows in, is nothing like the colour it used to be.
All right.
Because that's like, I mean, how long? Like, it's nearly 18, 19. Is that right? What age am I? 34. So probably about 15 years or something.
Right, okay.
I've not had hair for now.
Right.
You know?
Have you always just shaved it down? Yeah.
Because it was receding early. You know what I mean? And mate, my hair was like fine and quite like I don't think I was ever meant to have hair, mate. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I was ever meant to quite have hair. And
you must have some Viking genes in you. Like you've got like you're like a big tall guy as well, you know, and you grow a pretty good beard.
Do you know what? It's mental. Yesterday, right, I was in the barbers, and there was a young kid. Well, just before it, there was a guy walking down the road, and he was like, "Oh mate, that's some beard on you." All right. So I was like thinking to myself, "Oh, cheers, thanks. That's some beard." And he's like, "How long did that take you?" And I was like, "Well, I've been growing it since last summer." But obviously keep getting took into to the length, and so that was good. But then I was in the barbers yesterday, and a kid, or not a kid, but a young guy came in, but he had the school tie on,
right? Okay,
and he had like a beard, mate. Do you know what I mean? It was like, and I was like, nah, like nah. And I just sent me on a wee mystical journey. No, sent me on a wee thing, just like about like how people develop at different levels, or different paces, and different. No, just as physically, but mentally as well. You know, so relating everything back, and I was just like, when I was roughly his age, like there was nothing there, man. There was nothing there. I shaved, but it just came out with like wee patches. This guy had a beard. Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's insane.
This guy had a.
Was he like just a normal?
No, he must have been like 17, 18. You know what I mean? 5th year, 6th year, something like that.
It's such a fragile time as well. Like your body just starts doing things to you, like, you know, growing hair everywhere and like stuff. You know, it's like, and you're already probably insecure at that point. You know, and it's just like your body just hates you. I mean, luckily I couldn't grow anything until I was older. Until
you were older,
yeah.
Well, I've always had growth. Always, as far back as I can remember. Maybe for the first couple of years when I started shaving, I didn't. But do you know why? Because when I shaved, I used to get blotchy.
Right. Okay.
And I used to get like red, like spots. Not like they weren't like big spots, but it used
like stubble rash. But
and I hated it, mate. So I just like stopped using a shaver and started using clippers. So I always had stubble. Okay. Always. And then it wasn't until sometimes I guess used to get like a few mil longer or whatever, but it wasn't until last year I went, do you know what? I'm gonna give this beard game a wee.
I always like shaved the very few like bits of hair I had, just kept it down all the time until I think. What age was I when I just decided? I think every man has to see if they can grow an epic beard. And I think it was maybe, how many years ago? I can't remember. I think it was 24 when it just was like, I'll see if I can grow one. And then obviously it was just before the sort of hipster time when everyone was growing their hairs and getting like, you know, what they called
top knot.
Yeah, top
knot.
Oh,
I would have loved a top knot. I would have loved a top knot, I'm telling you.
You get like a wig one.
I actually grew a wee mohawk for a couple of weeks just to see how it would come in, but it was just like far too thin. I was just up there a wee bit.
Have you watched Vikings, the TV show?
Oh no.
Okay.
Film,
It's-
movie.
No, it's a TV show.
Oh no, no,
It's
no.
brilliant. Like, you remind me of one of the guys that's on that. Yeah, 'cause he's like,
Oh, do you know
he's
what?
just got like a massive red beard as well.
My mates used to call me Techno Viking. Remember him?
That was like one of the very first, I don't know, like meme videos I saw on
Was
the
it,
internet. Yeah, like the Techno Viking. That was crazy.
He was cool.
For anyone that's not seen it,
Ripped to the bone.
get on YouTube and type in Techno
Techno
Viking.
Viking.
I don't know if anyone's not seen it, but it's fucking amazing.
No, everybody's
Talk
seen
about
it.
a death stare. I think he was like a bouncer from
was he, yeah?
from Berlin, and then they tried to find him, but he was like a recluse. He didn't want anybody to speak to him, obviously, because he would have had instant fame if people found out who he was. But that was an intense guy, like, because he's like your height.
Oh, he
but
was
he's
chinned.
like,
He was chinned. He was totally chinned on that. You need to watch the video.
Yeah, obviously it's brilliant. I wish I could. I'm gonna get like a setup here where I can play some stuff. Yeah, like I'll have the TV up there, I guess, eventually. It'll just be for us to see it, but people can watch it if they want to. Because I'll get thrown off YouTube if I show anything, I guess.
Right, okay.
Because I did the UFC watch along recently, and obviously I couldn't watch the actual, like, show the UFC on my screen, so we just watched it if people wanted to like watch along.
Right,
But
cool.
yeah,
Cool.
it'd be cool, like, for things like that.
Definitely.
People just
So
can
you
watch
could,
it.
you could just say, like,
Yeah.
tell them to get it up on their computer while listening.
Yeah, but be good. So
cool.
so like, just to bring it back to the Wallace Wolves.
Yeah.
Like, we got to how you started it, but not what it actually is.
Yeah.
And what do you do, and what and what you hope to do with it as well.
So, just now there's a membership site getting built, and that's going to hold all the videos from just things like from meal prep, to how to make, how to cook, how to, like, our recipe ideas, and we like.
So who's, sorry, just to interject. Where's this sort of nutritional information coming from? Is it you, like, just from your experience?
Yes, just from what
yeah.
we've just from the years of what's got me my results.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
Not trying to be any nutritionist or anything.
No, okay.
Just
Yeah.
this is what I eat, and this is what gets results, and then just measure, like, we guide people on how to measure it up for them and stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we got, like, little mindset course going in there. One of my good mates, Jamie, he's the growth mindset manager at Dundee.
Wow.
So
The football team.
he's actually one of the youth team managers there.
Okay.
No, but for the whole Dundee City Council.
right,
So he
okay.
does, like, the whole education system.
I
the
thought you
teachers.
meant Dundee, like the football team.
So the whole education system, everything. So Jamie comes in, and he speaks a couple of times a month. We do some, like,
Do you have like a place, like a centre or something, or do you just go to different...
everything's online, mate.
Okay.
Absolutely everything's online.
Oh,
What
wow.
we do is we host, like, what we've called it is, like, little Project Alpha Wolf. So we do, like, a little workshop. So we've got, like, a good squad up in Peterhead, mate. It's like,
Right.
started with one, and it's just like, so we went there. We've done a couple in Dundee, and what they are, mate, is like the workouts that we do,
Yeah.
like in the community. So basically, all the workouts, like, I'll stream sometimes live, or we'll put the workouts in so that they could just watch me doing their workout and stuff like that. So we'll do a class, high intensity class, like, just crank it right up, get everybody buzzing, and then.
So you film those classes and then
we
stream
film-
it, and then you stream them. Is that what you're doing?
No, but what we've done, we've made videos with the classes and that. No,
Okay.
but I film myself and or live stream myself. I actually done one. That's separate to the Project Alpha Wolf thing.
Okay.
So that's how the guys actually do their workouts.
Right.
With the Project Alpha Wolf, so we crank it right up, we get everybody in there.
It's such a good idea to have them do it along with other people as well, you know, and be able to sort of speak to someone. You know, it's the accountability thing. It's hard when you're
Online's like putting the people in there. It's like a success bubble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's so hard to explain. It's just like it's
I know what you're saying.
do you know what I mean?
Like you're
then what
basically, like you're saying, you've put them in a bubble that's surrounded by people who are motivated and you know, that can do it.
People who struggle, people who are motivated, people who
are in the same position as them as well. And then you're
people who want to help you, people who are like need help, people who like are leaders, people who are like it's so diverse and but still so solid. And then what we do is we party once a month. Well, party. We have a night out once a month.
You'll drink water.
No, we all go for a meal. We get a few bevies.
Cool.
And what we've noticed, tomorrow we go and do we're going to do Errol assault course, 5k assault course. So there's 19 of us going there tomorrow.
Did they have an assault course there?
Yeah,
really?
That's brilliant, mate. I've done it before.
All I've been to is the Errol Carbits.
Yeah. Oh, Errol assault course, brilliant, mate. So tomorrow we're going to do that for charity. We're doing it for Help for Kids in Dundee.
Right.
So everyone who's taking part just got their own sponsor form.
Wow.
Went and raised some money. So we've got, I think it's 19 guys, and then we all going.
19 people that are going to do the.
Yeah. So we've got 5 coming from Peterhead. We've got Edinburgh. We've got Fife.
Okay.
A couple in Fife, Dundee, surrounding areas. So everybody's coming to do it tomorrow, and then we'll go for a munch after it.
That's brilliant. That's going to be very competitive, I guess. Then.
It'll be good. It'll be. It is a good day. But do you know what? So these guys are in this online community together, and the relationships start to build because we help people be accountable. They've got to take their photos, sweaty selfies and stuff like that after they've trained, and these relationships start to build. And then when you bring people together in real life, you can't explain it. You cannot explain it. All right. I'm just like, if you're a part of a community or an online thing, all right, you cannot explain it. You've built the relationships over a period of a minimum of 30 days, maximum of months, and it's just crazy. It's
cool.
It's so cool, mate.
It's definitely good to see that. I mean, just you essentially built your own infrastructure for people to succeed, you know, with whatever they're trying to do, like obviously fitness and nutrition and, you know, their mindset as well. And it's
that's
good.
it. And, you know, it's like my focus, like my massive focus is to create a foundation for these guys to transform them physically and mentally, but not for it just to be like that. Yeah. For them to search beyond. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, what we said earlier on, right? I've got this in order. Now I've got the foundation to go and do this in my life.
You need a jumping off point, you know, and a strong foundation for you to then progress into whatever, you know.
Yep.
That's good. That's a good idea. Oh, how did you get the idea for it? Is it just a natural evolution from you from doing the Herbalife or?
Yeah. So I mean, like, there's we had ideas with like Adrian. We joined together to start with, but yeah, 4 years of, as I said, the good, the bad, the ugly. You know, and even though over the last 12 months we have tried so many things, and
has it been trial and error just to figure out?
Do you know what? It's been yeah, and do you know what? There's always been the foundation of what we do, but we've tried to like try to place things in along the way and stuff like that, and some things have just what you're saying. Some things have worked, some things haven't, and I think now, well, what just finished last week was the most exciting one yet.
Right.
And I think going into this month, which starts on Monday the 30th, that's definitely the biggest, and it's looking like.
Although you want it to be obviously a team effort, as you know, Wallace Wolves, you're obviously the face of it. Yeah. And is it just you that's up there, that's at the front, or is there? So
like I'm I lead the wolf pack, the community. So that's it. But we now have it will be 18 guys who help with basically people who have got phenomenal result. Yeah. So they have a self-invitation, mate, and I make it that aware, make everybody aware of that self-invitation. So if you are like big in the community, if you are first of all like leading by example, by doing the workouts, getting a result, helping other people, like
is that important to it though? Like you want people that are sort of helping the community. Is that something that's...
So for like what I say is like when people are joining, be selfish.
Okay.
All right, be selfish. And people are like, whoa, be selfish. What do you mean? And it's just like, well, this is your life. And the struggles that go on every single day related to food and fitness is massive. It's massive. It's like probably 90% of the world. You know what I mean? Well, maybe not the world, but
daily struggles.
Yeah, our like where we live, you know,
Western world.
Western world. It's probably about 90%. And it's like you must switch from, oh, I do this for this person, or oh, I've got to do this, or I've got to do that, and you must switch from that and be selfish.
Yeah.
You need to focus on you. You need to, and then once you start putting the blocks in place, which working for you, then the ripple effect starts happening. Now we've got guys who are training with their kids. They're out training. They're bringing the wife in, the brothers in, the sisters in. You know, they've never been to the gym before. And do you know what I mean? It's just like. I went on a tangent there. I was getting excited. What were we on about again?
No, basically, it's just how you went from Herbalife to that. You know, it's just something that was a natural evolution.
That was it, mate. That was it. I just wanted to create something that
is community based. I think that's obviously the important thing. It's huge in these type of things that you've made as well. Just to have a community that you can relate to and you can talk to, and other people that are in the exact same position, you know.
So what?
And obviously people who are people who are maybe starting ahead and their mentality is slightly different, or people who are, you know, at a worse position, and it's something that can, I think, equalize. I think everyone equalizes each other out, I guess.
Yeah, like in the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think like it's what's exciting is, what I love is, I mean, we've got a couple of guys just signed up in Newcastle.
Wow.
We've got a couple of guys in Ireland. We've got a good wee squad in Fife. I mean, we've got a massive squad in Peterhead now. Peterhead will probably be close to 50 this month.
Wow. Why do you think it's taken off in Peterhead so much?
Results.
Okay.
Results. Like, the guys up there are phenomenal. There's a guy, PJ Coots, who's like, PJ was the guy who I met him through Herbalife.
Okay.
He contacted me about joining, and the relationships just went. And he's got a fit camp and stuff up there, and the guys are just smashing it.
Yeah.
The guys are just smashing it. So I'm actually going to go up there next. I've been up there a couple of times just to meet them all and just to congratulate them. You know what I mean? And I'm going away up there again on Saturday morning. I'm going to go and run a class for them up there. Nice. And just get a good chat with them. And so they actually had their night out last night.
All right, okay.
So there was like 20 of them out on a night out last night. I went for a meal and that to celebrate the previous 30 days.
Yeah. And
and I'm looking at it on my Facebook, and we were actually in bed, and I was showing Janine, and I was like, oh, like, that's amazing. She was like, wow, that is amazing. You know, these guys.
You're in bed and you're watching something that you've created on your phone as well.
And like, these guys are in Peterhead out on a night out, and I'm just
because of you, like, because of what you've created. These people, it's like a ripple effect. These people are out on a night out in the north of Scotland. Yeah, you know, because of what you started.
It's brilliant, mate.
And 20 of them, you know, it must be freaky to think of it.
It just sometimes you just.
Sorry for the dogs barking in the background.
I'd start, mate. I'd start.
I've got some people in the basement.
But yeah, I mean, I was just touched on like it's just.
And where do you want to take it? Like, have you got a few months plan or a year plan?
We've got there's a few wee different things, and the very, like, first and foremost is to get the membership part set up and running, but the 1,000 members, that's the focus.
Right. Okay.
1,000 members.
And where are you at just now? Do you know roughly?
I reckon we're going to be very close to 150 next month.
Wow.
So, and that was started with a pilot of 8 people. 8 people just last year. So
it's good growth.
We're going to be close to 150, definitely. In the last 3 days, I've had 20. Let me just get this right. Probably 23 or 24 brand new people.
Right.
Brand new people in the last because the the last 30 days finished on Tuesday.
Okay.
That was it.
Is that the segments you do, 30 days?
Yeah. So what we do is 30 days. We contain it within a 30-day period.
Okay.
And we run it.
Okay. And are they, so when they join, is it they join in every one from then, or is it just a one-off 30 days?
Yeah, so it's the option. The option is there. You know what I mean? The option's there if you want to do one. But that's what I was saying before. Like, your life's not going to change in 30 days.
No.
But what I wanted to work with these guys is the fact that we want to get the ball rolling. And for some people who jump in and jump out, that's totally cool. It's entirely up to them. Do you know what I mean? It's no like.
But if anyone's listened to what we were talking about earlier on, people have a tendency to do that in their life, jump in and out of things, and it's not, like, if you take anything from this episode, it's consistency. You know, it's just consistently be consistent. Everything in your life, and it's huge. Yep. It's like a piece of gold when you're doing something consistently, and it's just, it feels good. It's good to have something like that.
Well, what I've got is like about 16 months ago, I listened to a podcast called the MFCEO Project.
Okay.
Andy Frisella.
Yeah.
So,
sorry, do you listen to Tim Ferriss at all?
I have listened to them. Okay. I have listened to a few.
Yeah, just to.
Tim Ferriss. But Andy Frisella, he's probably had the biggest impact on me.
Okay. And
there was one episode where it's called Win the Day. Now I teach this to everybody. So the biggest thing is when people are trying to, like we were on about before, overwhelm.
Yeah.
Trying to focus on far too many areas of life at one time. Trying to be the grade A dad and you know what I mean, and the business or whatever. And that's relatable to me. So with the power list and Win the Day, it's 5 physical activities that you got to nail that day. Once you've done the 5, you're cool. Okay. So what I teach is the 4 main things.
Sorry about the dog again.
That's cool. 4 main things for me, which keep me...
Shit the dog.
Keep me focused. First of all, is like to train.
Yeah.
So whatever that training session is that day, bang, that's 1. Number 2 is eat. Like super clean or super good.
Can't make good decisions when you're not eating as well. You know, that's a huge aspect of it. Is you have to eat and more than 3 times a day. You know, a lot of people just eat. I mean, it depends what your diet's like, but you can't make good decisions if you're hungry.
Hungry? No, definitely. So train, eat, meditate. Okay. Which is tough.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, well, I try to get 10 minutes a day, mate.
Okay. Do you do Transcendental? Is that the one?
I do Headspace.
Okay.
Headspace. I've been looking at that.
Right.
But you need to go to someone to get your.
Yeah. I do an app. I've tried it with an app on my
phone.
Have you? Yeah, along with it. It's pretty good. Like they say, you don't really like. There are people who want money that say you have to go along to really
for
get
them
the
to give you your sound and your.
But you can do it with any word or any sound in your life, and just you follow along with that.
I'll get that app then.
It's brilliant. I'll send you the link.
That's cool. Brilliant. And the 4th one is 10 pages.
Okay.
10 pages a day. No, there's no 10 pages. 30 minutes podcast. 30 minutes audiobook.
So you read 10 pages of something a day?
Yeah, personal development.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Whatever book I'm reading, then it's 10. Try to focus on just getting that 10 pages in a day. And then the 5th one is where it could be relative because it could be like I've got to go. It could be something to do with a family. It could be something to do with the kids. It could be something with your wife. It could be like this today, coming through here.
Yeah.
You know. But them first 4 things. That's what I teach because that's you. And for the world to change, we need to change what's going on first with us.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what
I mean, it starts with you. Like the buck starts and stops with you yourself, and that's a huge point. You know, no one's going to help you unless you meet someone like you. You know, who's got like this sort of community-based effort to bring these types of people up. But that's rare for other people in the world and other places as well. You need to sort of bring yourself up out of the muddy water, so to speak.
Definitely.
And it's about education and reading as well. That's a huge one, like self.
Well, I think like if you were to bring in, I know it is getting better, definitely with growth mindset and everything like that that's going into schools now. But if we were to give kids the built into their daily life things about personal development and stuff, I think it would just, you know, what I mean, it would be so much. It would just go to a whole new level.
Yeah, definitely. There needs to be some sort of shake-up when it comes to school systems, I guess, and that's something that, especially like, you know, practical things. They don't even tell you about taxes in school or anything like that.
No.
Stay away from that anyway. What are taxes?
No, but you're right. It's just it's a tough one. You know, it really is, because people are working so hard to try and make a difference, and it's easy to say, oh, you know, if you've got an opinion, well, what do you want to? How do you change it then? Don't just have an opinion. You need to have an answer, and that's why it's tough.
You seem to have like a little sweet setup in your house for your little studio. I've seen your videos that you've been making.
Yeah, I actually got an office, mate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought that was like in your house.
So some of them would have been in my house.
Okay.
So what actually happened is, at the start of December, we moved in with Janine's mum.
Okay.
Because we're in the process of buying a new house. So it is. I had an office in my old house.
Okay.
I had an office in there, so. That was sweet, but we moved in with Janine's mum, and now I rent an office now.
All right, that's cool. Because you have your Wallace Wolves background, your camera. Did you have to buy like a sweet camera, or is it? Yeah,
so I've got what's it called? It is Big Branco.
Okay.
My mate Big Branco, who's one half of the Bearded Baldies. Okay. Right, he's the man for the camera work and that. Right, he's got like action. What is it called? Rocket. Bazooka, like cameras and stuff.
Yeah. It looks slick though.
He's got all the gear, the drones and that.
Yeah, like I saw some drone work on some of the stuff you did outside. Is that? Yeah,
brilliant. Good. But I got myself a little Canon G7X.
Okay, yeah,
nice little camera.
Yeah, it's a nice little camera. Do you have like an external mic or?
No.
Okay.
The external mic doesn't fit into that camera.
All right. Okay.
So you need to. You need to do something else, but so it's good. It's good little. It's a good little vlogger camera.
Mm-hmm. And do you have your own sort of PC where you or do you just send stuff to be edited?
I've got. I'll edit some stuff, like easy stuff.
Okay.
But when it comes to proper videos, and that, Branko's the man. He's the man.
Have you ever thought about doing stuff on YouTube?
Yep. Oh, we've got 4 or 5 videos up there.
But like a vlog thing as well, that'd be great. You know,
yeah.
Like obviously I've not seen the videos, but it seems like a great format and a platform for you, especially with what you're doing. You know, that'd be, yeah,
definitely, mate. I know. I need to get rocking.
Because you Facebook, it's not the. I mean, you get some like amazing views on your videos on Facebook, and it's brilliant, and that's obviously how you've grown what you've done as well.
Yep.
Purely through Facebook, which is awesome. But yeah, it seems like it's just begging for you to do stuff on YouTube.
I know. I got started when I done the marathon.
Yeah.
For the guys who didn't know, I just got up one day and decided that I was going to go running. And I documented it.
Right.
I documented it. I took my camera with me and I done it on Instagram story, and I just started running, mate.
Yeah.
I left my house, went right along to people maybe know Dundee, but I just started running. I got to about 20k, I think it was, or 22k, and I stupidly just said into the camera, fuck it, I'm going to run a marathon. And it's like the furthest I ever ran before was like 10k ever in my life. And I just had some protein bars, some CR7 and that in my backpack was. And I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to run a marathon. And then I think we got to 35k, and it was like serious. I was in deep water, serious. I was like, my legs felt like they'd swollen.
Right, okay.
Really swollen up. And
were you eating while you were sort of
I was
going
trying to
as
eat.
well?
I've tricked, as I said, got some had protein bars with and whatever. Actually researched that what you should actually have after I'd ran it. There was like so many like grams of carbs, and you know what I mean, your brain could only take in so much. I was like, oh my god. But so we got to 35k, and I'm not sure if I did go out on my feet.
Okay.
But I was on the side of the Kingsway, and I was like, whoa. And it's on the video. But I phoned my wife, and I was like, Janine, no. I phoned her and she never answered the phone. She never answered the phone because I was basically I was quitting.
Aye.
I was like,
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was
So
35.
she didn't want to be helping you.
35k. Well, she didn't know, so I was phoning her, and she didn't answer. So what I was basically phoning her for was to say, "Come pick me up,"
Right.
but she never answered the phone. So we got down about another 200 yards, and I thought, "Fucking hell, that must be a sign."
Right.
You know, phoned her again. She never answered again, and I went, right. I think I had some water left or whatever. Down the water, got a wee sickened.
Yeah, wind. Yeah.
And I just started going again. And I had to, probably at that last part between 35 and finishing, I probably hit the wall about 3 or 4 more times. And she eventually phoned me back, and I was on Riverside. And she was like, I'll come and get you. I says, don't come and get us. Just bring me a couple of bottles of water.
Oh, wow.
So she zipped in, and she gave me a couple of bottles of water, and I just completed the whole marathon.
Did you make it back? Yeah.
Yeah, I made it.
How did you feel the next day?
Mate, for days. I was gone.
Really?
Oh, mate, my hips, my knees. It's not one day's training. I just like, it was all about the physical part. I knew I was able to do. Yeah. Because I would crawl. Do you know what I mean? But when I made that phone call, someone had went a little bit. But again, the law of attraction, I just believe it. She never answered for a reason.
But it's so funny how you stopped at that point. You pretty much believe that is.
I think I went out on my feet. No joke. I was just sort of like, do you know how you like?
And that's you thought that's as far as you could go.
Yep.
But you could go. You went an extra probably 20% on top of that, and that shows you a lot. Like that's the same with everything in life. You know, when you think you're just at the cusp of dying, you've got like 20% on top of that built into your system.
Oh, probably like what most of us go through. You probably got about 90% still go. You know what I mean?
One of the guys that was on the podcast, my friend Rob, he did a 55 miler.
Oh wow!
And the next day he came on the podcast.
Wow!
Because it ended in Edinburgh, and he came on and talked about it. But he said
that's good.
He didn't research it. He'd only run a couple of times. Like he did 20 miles, fucked his knee, and didn't run anymore. So he'd barely trained before this 55 miler. But he's so like. He's mentally tough as well, and he did it. He completed it. Brilliant. But he said that one of the tough things about it was he noticed people were running later on in the race. They were running and then stopping for a mile, like walking for a mile, and then running for like a few miles, then walking a mile, then doing the same to finish it. And like they were getting in front of him while he was still trying to just run this, slow pace. And he was like, oh, I should have done that, and he started to do it, and his time started to get better as well.
That's cool.
So when you think, like you're saying, like when you're at the end of it, you just need that sort of like the walking pace to mentally get over it and get another wind, and it helps you. You know, no matter what.
Definitely.
How far you've went, you know.
You heard of David Goggins?
Yeah.
David Goggins, and I listened to his story, and it was like he ran 100 miler, I think it was.
I know.
He ran 100 miler, and he said like he shit himself, had blood coming out of places and that, and he'd broken all his feet. He'd ran for such a long period of time, he'd broken all his feet, and he sat down to he says he was eating like rice biscuits or some rice crackers or whatever, and
did you see the lady that completed the 200 mile one?
200.
Yeah, she came first. And she had 4 hours to spare on top of.
What was it, 24 hour?
Let's see.
4 hours, what, to the next person?
Yeah. That is crazy. And she eats Doritos and beer. And like, I know, it's so. I'll just get her name because she's obviously like really interesting. She was on Joe Rogan when.
Oh, cool.
It said women who won ultrasound. That doesn't make sense. Courtney DeWalter, and she wins 200. Wins the Moab Ultra, which is 238 miles.
That's crazy. That's
insane. Yeah. Like, how can anyone like?
That's crazy.
I mean, I'd probably struggle to do like a marathon.
Mate, 230 odd miles, man. That's like.
She did it in 2 days, 9 hours and 59 minutes. She was faster than any of the men.
Do they get to sleep?
You can take like micro little sleep. She fell asleep for a minute, and she says she felt like she'd been sleeping for like 6-7 hours. She felt so refreshed. Like she thought her boyfriend let her sleep too long. She was like, because they have the trucks following them along.
Yep.
And she felt like she was like trying to fight him because she thought like he let her sleep and she was going to lose.
I'm gonna. Is it on that podcast?
Yeah,
Joe Rogan. I'm gonna listen to it.
what's her name? Courtney Dauwalter. Listen to her.
Yeah.
She's just an unassuming teacher. She's just like, yeah, just.
I'm going to listen to her. Do you know what? When you just said that there. Do you know Mark Beaumont?
Yeah.
Heard of Mark Beaumont?
Yeah.
Oh,
the cyclist.
I went to his speech. I went to his talk in the university.
He's from where I'm from.
Oh, is he?
He's from near Blairgowrie.
Is he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Chuchter.
Yeah, he is.
Chuchter. Wellies, the scale in that. Tuck the scale trousers in the wellies.
We're all Chuchters now. How was it?
Oh, mate, that was a brilliant talk. He's actually the rector of the uni in Dundee.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
And he cycled the world in 80 days.
Is it the fastest?
Fastest ever, yeah.
Okay.
And he was cycling, let me get this right, I think it was about 230 miles a day, mate.
Wow.
Every single day. Every single day. And
wow.
The mental side of that explained was that's what it's all about, you know what I mean, in life. You know, just that, boom, let's go again. Boom, let's go again. No matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what, let's go again. And, you know, he obviously did it to an extreme level.
Yeah.
And as people said, it'll never be, you can't do it. You can't do it. It's never be done. And,
But they said that about the 4 minute mile. They
4
said
minute
that,
mile.
No, they said that about the 3 hour marathon, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's
just
it's
2 hours now, isn't it?
I know. They're there to be broken, you know, and when one person does it, there's a floodgate that's opened, then usually 3 or 4 people do it that year as well. It's
That's
just,
it.
and it's just
Creates belief, doesn't it?
It's
if he done it, I can do
It's
it.
all mental. You know, it's not, these athletes are not training harder or faster within the space of a year just so they can get past that. It's a mental thing.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And your mentality is the most powerful thing in your body, I guess, you know.
Definitely.
And it's not even biology.
Yeah.
Well, wherever it is. Anyway, I think that's probably coming up to
how long have we been speaking
time.
for?
This is 2 hours.
Is it 2 hours?
But I'm just going to finish it on ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Essentially, favourite movie you've seen?
Favourite movie ever?
Either ever or recently.
Just got a brain fart there. Recently.
Yeah.
Wonder.
Wonder.
Yeah.
And what's that?
It's Julia Roberts and Owen Wilson.
Okay.
And they're the parents to a little boy who's born. He's got I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a genetic.
Okay.
His face is deformed.
Okay.
And he's got to go to school.
Oh.
And it's based on a true story, and it just, oh my god, it was amazing. It was so.
When did that come out?
It's not actually. You could get it on YouTube just now. YouTube for I think it was £3.50 or £4 on YouTube.
Okay.
So it was, and we missed it at the cinema, but yeah, brilliant, brilliant movie, and I think everybody should watch it.
Yeah.
Adult, children, everything. It was so powerful. Another one which was great as well. I loved was The Greatest Showman.
Yeah. Did you? I've not seen that.
Yeah.
That's the one with
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman.
Brilliant film. Brilliant film.
He's such a lad.
Yeah, they movies. I love them movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's great going with the kids because there's a lesson in it as well. You know, for them and for me. But greatest ever. Wait a minute, greatest ever movie. That's tough. Like I love Rocky and stuff like that.
Oh,
you know what I mean? But,
motivational in itself.
The Goonies.
Yeah, the Goonies.
The Goonies is up there. And Shawshank.
Okay, yeah, all the good movies then. So, favorite piece of music, either album that you're listening to, or all time.
Like I'm pretty much a house sort of, you know, like dance music.
Yeah.
I like a wee.
Do you like techno? No.
A wee bit of techno. I've been at a DEF CON. Have you ever heard of DEF CON?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been at DEF CON before.
Oh, cool.
2006.
Oh, nice.
It was just 12 hours back then. Now it's a weekend thing. I don't know if I'd go.
That's a marathon in itself.
It's on the beach just outside Amsterdam.
Nice.
It's phenomenal.
Sweet. So yeah, you like techno.
Yeah, I like a bit of techno.
No.
Hard house. Hard house. You know what I mean?
I like deep house.
Do you?
I'm a deep house fan. It's because I'm a hipster though.
Cool.
So, favorite book?
Favorite book? Like favorite book would have to be what I would. Favorite book. I've got to say The Secret, mate.
Right,
I've got like if yeah, because of the impact where it led me. It's got to be The Secret. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
If something has like an actual physical
Yeah.
effect on your mind and your life, then it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And your favorite quote?
Favorite quote, a good quote. I love. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die.
Oh, wow. Who do you
That's a Marine quote. That's
Okay,
a good quote.
really?
I
I
think it's a Marine quote. Yeah.
I thought it was
Everybody
from
wants
all-
to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die, or nobody's willing to die.
That's a good one. I've not heard that one.
Yeah.
That's a
Learn something new every day.
That's my quote. So it's been amazing to have you.
Oh,
on,
it's
man.
been brilliant,
It's
mate.
been brilliant. So yeah, where can people find you?
On
social
Instagram
medias.
at Wallace Wolves.
Okay.
WLLACE WOLVES.
When you go worldwide, is it going to be www? Like
It's-
Wallace Wolves
so it's W-
worldwide.
But our website, there's it's like a landing page just now, but it should be properly live on Tuesday.
Cool.
But that's www.wallacewolves.com.
Okay.
And then Facebook, Dean Wallace. And yeah.
If anyone's thinking about joining or they're
Yep.
unhappy in the situation and they want to talk to someone that's
Definitely.
used their sheer will to pull them out of where they are as well, that's just encourage anyone to speak
Just
to you.
drop us a message. Any there's videos and everything that you could watch before if you're like, oh, not sure if I should watch the videos first and then drop us a message. You know what I mean? Definitely.
Yeah, so thanks, man. It's been awesome.
Spot on, Daz.
Peace.
Right. Superb.